Welcome to the video. Triple Nipple Nick. Today's book review, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. This book is about 100 years old, and it's not what it sounds like. You'd probably think it's materialistic, scientific by today's standards, but really, it's one of the first original books on manifestation and the law of attraction. The book explains that there is a formless substance underneath all of reality, and that by mixing our thoughts with this formless substance, by aligning ourselves in the right frequency, we can influence the reality that flows towards us. Nevertheless, the book explains that human beings are not at the stage, unlike some other creatures could be, where they could simply put something into existence immediately with their thought. So nevertheless, we also need to take action in the real world in order to allow these things to come towards us. A few key ideas from the book. One is that gratitude is extremely important. If we are focusing on bad things and the things that we don't like about our lives, that is not a conducive state of consciousness to manifesting the reality we want. The only way that we can continue to co-create with the universe and to draw towards us the things that we want is to appreciate what the universe has already brought us. The book also calls on us to transcend our ideas of good and bad, and to not view certain things in the world, even things like corrupt politicians, materialistic heads of industry that just take money without adding value, and stuff like this, and to understand that the reality we're currently in is just a stage of development in the universe coming to its fullest expression and experiencing itself. And that when we view things in this duality of good or bad, it prevents us from aligning with the creative force of the universe. And we need to appreciate and understand everything just as it is. If you're familiar with the concept of manifestation or the law of attraction, you may know that visualizations and affirmations are a key practice in bringing the reality we want towards us. This book cautions that doing these activities routinely as a habit without mixing emotions into them will defeat the purpose, such as someone who prays in some religious context, routinely asking for something out of a state of deficiency and without the positive emotion associated with the thing that we want. When we're influencing our subconscious mind and this formless substance, we need to mix the emotion of already having the thing that we want. And so that's why it's so key to be grateful for the things that we appreciate in our lives, and then just visualize more of those types of things flowing towards us. So, simply visualization is not enough. Action is key. And when we're taking this action, Wallace Wattles emphasizes the importance of being present as we do so, the importance of making sure our actions are aligned with our values and the vision we want to create, and in simply focusing on what can be done today, regardless of where we are, that isn't in alignment with this vision. And this reminds me of another idea from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, the idea that you simply need to visualize where you want to go, and as you do that, your subconscious mind will bring towards you a plan for how to get there, but you don't need to worry if you don't know how it's going to happen yet. Just simply start visualizing and don't limit yourself with beliefs. So, to summarize, what do I think about this book? I'd say overall this book is pretty old and it's a classic, but of course you need to read between the lines and it's outdated. And depending on your views on capitalism and ethics, you're going to need to question some of the ideas in the book. Although the book does propose constantly adding more value than you take and not engaging in slimy business practices. I'd say, so overall this book is one part of, I think, a 3-part series by Wallace Wattles, and the rest are on like health and well-being. So this is kind of just the financial area of it. But I'd say this is one of like the original foundational books on manifestation and the law of attraction. And I would say read it to understand the principles of the universe and how it works and how important your inner world is in creating your outer world. It's not just so simple that having the right mindset, thinking about the things you want, the positive things, is going to like make you take the right actions. It's really a deeper metaphysical book about how our inner worlds and outer worlds simply reflect each other, as above, so below. And when you align your inner world, it's only a matter of time before the outer world matches up with that. So I'd say this book is excellent. Would highly recommend it. It's pretty quick, pretty small, and it's just going to give you that fundamental basic understanding about how the law of attraction works. Another key insight from this book that was one of my favorites was that you are just a figment of God's imagination, or in other words, you are just an illusion that the universe is creating to experience itself. And in this process, what the universe wants is to gain the fullest and most deep and loving experience of itself through you as the vehicle. And so as much as you want something, the universe wants it even more. And of course, the deepest desires within yourself are often not hedonistic. It's not about getting money so that you can have hedonistic pleasure, but about having the ability and freedom to create something and do everything you want to in life. And so I think this book really challenges a lot of limiting beliefs that humans have, especially in the materialistic paradigm of this modern world, that, for example, it's just a cold, rational, physical world, and you can't have what you want. When really you could have everything you want if you act in a certain way that the book describes, and the universe wants to bring it to you. There is no lack or scarcity there. Another thing, the book discusses how you do not get where you want to be if you're in the wrong environment by simply wishing for a better environment or waiting until you're in a better environment to take action. It emphasizes that while your thoughts are extremely important, whatever environment you're in, you must take whatever action you can. And in a sense, take more action than your environment can hold. And as you keep taking more action and higher levels of action, operating from a better frequency of thought, your environment will eventually change to reflect this.